Simply put, the meaning of life is love. The purpose of life is finding love. Now you might think, how does that benefit me in my daily life? And what is love, or where do I find it? And these are very good follow-up questions. I'm Lokanath, and I've been studying Vedic texts for the last 30 years. So before we get into these answers, let's quickly look at what the meaning of life isn't. The meaning of life isn't becoming a better polished animal, becoming very good at eating, sleeping, mating and defending. If that was the purpose of life, everyone that has a lot of money would be extremely happy. That is not the case. Would be extremely happy and completely satisfied. That's not the case. When you are involved in the meaning of life, when you're performing your purpose in life, the purpose of life, then you are extremely satisfied and very, very happy. We're all looking for deeper satisfaction in our lives, and that is what you get when you give and receive love. In order to be able to live a loving life, in order to be loving, we need to be free from our selfish desires for sense gratification. And this requires a process of purification. As we gradually become more and more purified, then the dormant love that's there already in our hearts, it becomes reawakened, it becomes uncovered. And to the degree that we are purified from our selfishness, from our material sensual desires, to that degree we will be able to give our love once we have uncovered it. But it needs to be reciprocal, right? So who do we share this love with, and where do we receive love from? Well, in its constitutional state, in its original state, that love that's in our heart is meant for God and those that are devoted to God. God and His devotees can reciprocate with our love in the perfect way, because they are themselves fully satisfied. They can reciprocate with our love without any sensual motivations, without any selfish materialistic motivations. When we're able to live in a loving way on a daily basis, then we not only derive deep satisfaction from living in line with our true core qualities, we also become free and detached from those things that normally give us disturbance in our lives. We become very cool, calm and collected, and very humble. And these are very attractive qualities that will serve us in all areas of our lives. So what is this process of purification that enables us to approach God and His intimate associates and offer them our love? The process is to approach God through contact with God, especially in the form of His holy names. Through contact with God, because He's non-different from His names, and thereby through that association with God, we become purified. And right from the start of the process, God reciprocates with our efforts, and we feel the loving exchange with Him. And so right from the beginning, we start to fall in love. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said, Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabunoi, Shravanadi Shuddha Chitte Karyayudoi. The perfection of love of God eternally resides in the heart of every living entity. It is not to be obtained from an outside source, and it is reawakened by the process of devotional service, starting with hearing and chanting. So hearing the name of God, chanting the name of God, associating with God like that purifies us. And then we can access this love that's dormant in the heart. And that is the perfection of our life, that we share these loving exchanges with the people in our lives. And our lives will be centered around serving God. An interesting point is that all living entities, all life forms, have this same purpose. The meaning of life is the same for every living entity. So wherever there is consciousness, there is life. In the trees, in the plants, in the trees, in other plants, in insects, in animals. In those bodies, the soul is present. Just like us, we are in this body, in the human body. And we have a special facility to ask these questions and understand these things and make progress towards our eternal purpose. But wherever there's consciousness, there's the soul. And although those bodies are not suited in the animal forms, in their plant forms, they will gradually transmigrate from one life form to the next. And they will also come to the human form of life, where they can then have this opportunity to ask these questions and get these answers and perform this process. So it's very nice. So in summary, the aim of life is to find love, to uncover our dormant love, and to share that with God and His devotees. And I would like you to check out the links in the description, and please let me know what you think in the comments.